Okay guys, so this is our first video that we're making for you guys to watch for homework. And tonight, what you guys are learning about is graphing a quadratic function. There's like 8 steps to the process, and what I'm trying to do with this video is trying to walk you guys through the 8-step process of graphing it. As you guys can notice on your notes that you have all the 8 steps written down, and we're just going to go through them and practice a question, and then I'll ask you guys after we're done to try another one, just to follow the model that we're talking about. So, the question that I gave you guys is I want you guys to graph this equation here. Okay? I want you guys to graph negative x squared minus 2 plus 4x. Now, the first thing we want to do when we want to graph something, a quadratic function, is we want to put it in standard form. If you guys remember, standard form was f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. What's happening is the highest powers first, and then the variables after are decreasing in powers. When I look at this function here, standard form would be f of x equals negative x squared plus 4x minus 2. Okay? So, that's the first thing I did. I rewrote it in standard form. So now it's in standard form. Now, the second thing is to identify the a, b, and c values of the function. So when I look at negative x squared plus 4x minus 2, it kind of models ax squared plus bx plus c. See, a is in front of the x squared. So when I look at this one, it looks like there's a negative 1 in front of it. So that means a is negative 1, okay, because that's what's in front of the x squared. B is what's in front of x. So my b value is 4. And then my c value is negative 2. So we found out what a, b, and c are. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to find the axis of symmetry. Remember, what is the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry is a line of reflection. Okay? It's an imaginary line of reflection, but what's happening is in order to find it, we're going to have to do x equals negative b over 2a. So if I know that x equals negative b over 2a, what I'm really doing is I'm taking negative of 4 over 2 times negative 1. And when I do that, I get negative 4 over negative 2, and I get x equals 2 to be my line of axis of symmetry. So I'm going to draw a dashed line where x equals 2. Okay? So what did I do to find the axis of symmetry? I just figured out what negative b over 2a was by looking at my original function and plugging in the values that are important. Now, the next thing we do is we find the vertex. So once we know that our axis of symmetry is right here, I know that my vertex is on that line. So what I'm going to do is I know my function is f of x equals negative x squared plus 4x minus 2. And what I'm going to do is plug 2 in place of x. So I'm going to do f of 2. So I'm going to do 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 2. So this value is my axis of symmetry. I'm plugging it in. Okay? So then I have negative of 4 plus 8 minus 2. So the f of 2 is 2. So I'm going to plot the point right there for my vertex. Okay? So I plugged in my axis of symmetry to find my vertex. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to plug in 3 immediate x values to the right of my vertex. So my original function is f of x equals negative x squared plus 4 times x minus 2. So what does that mean? I'm going to make a table of values. Okay? Immediate x values after it. So I'm going to plug in 3, because that's to the right of it, 4, and 5 into this equation. Okay? I already found these values, so I'm just going to tell you guys what they were. When I plug 3 into this, you should get 1. When you plug 4 in, you get negative 2. And when you plug 5 in, you guys get negative 7. So what am I going to do? I'm going to plot those points. So I'm going to plot 3, 1. I'm going to plot 4, negative 2. And then I'm going to plot 5, negative 7. Okay? Now, once I have these points plotted, what I'm going to do is reflect them over the axis of symmetry. And then draw my graph. That's what your graph would look like. That's what your parabola would look like. So what I want you guys to try to do is follow the steps we just did and try the next one. And I'll see you tomorrow.